Hi Libra. Welcome to June 2018. Can you believe it? Oh, you guys, it's really interesting. This month has been interesting as I have sat down to feel through the energy. I have been fascinated by what has come up. I tend to kind of wait till it's closer to the month so that I can really feel it out. And it's actually a very profound month. I guess they all are. Every instance is profound and beautiful. But the notes that have been coming up for everybody have been really quite beautiful and deep. And for some reason, Libra, I have been getting messages for you guys about mothering self. You tend to give. You're very good at giving outward, seeing somebody and giving. Keeping a good face on. We've talked about this before. You'll hold it together for the good of those around you, or that pressure to be on your game. I'm going to start shuffling here as I talk about this. But one of the things that's coming up here is you've got to do that for yourself too. Glowing from the bones of you being out. And the way you glow in doing that is in those little moments of mothering, of self. Our society often trains us to train the mothering element within ourselves to abandon ship. And it's funny because it's our relationship with ourselves, right? So that mother part of ourselves is like, figure it out on your own. It's pretty harsh. And it can catch up with us. And that note's just coming up. There's a lot of good energy for Libra this month. Gemini season's fantastic for you guys. It's that 9th house energy of the big picture, world travel, your philosophies, where you want to take your adventure next. It's fantastic energy. No doubt. No doubt. But there's other stuff going on. For example, we have Mars going retrograde in Aquarius on June 26th. So yes, this is near the end of the month. And we're now in Cancer season, which is your 10th house of your reputation in the world and how you're putting yourself forward and how you look on the external, the pressure to perform in the physical world, right? So while we're in that season, you have Mars, this action-focused, driven energy going retrograde in a very philosophical energy. And for you, that's in your 5th house of your heart and your creativity. And that's why I say glowing from the bones, all the way from the marrow of your bones, from your heart up and out. That's going to be something that's going to be looked at and felt through in the Mars retrograde, which is going until August 27th. Not super terrifying. It's just one of those things where rather than it being about initiating and charging forward, we're getting a break from that. And instead, we're just being a little bit more. We're flowing a little bit more. And I think Mars needs that break. So it's a good thing. We have a new moon in Gemini on the... What am I looking at here? I have so many notes. New moon in Gemini on the 13th of June. So, 9th house energy again. Plant those seeds. Where do you want these visions to go? Where do you want your relationships to go? Where do you want all this stuff to go? And then we have the full moon in Capricorn on the 28th, I believe. Yes, the 28th. And that's in your 4th house of your internal space and who you have around you. So taking some time to check in with that as well. You have some pretty profound energies going on here. You do have fun things coming into, though. We have Venus going into Leo on the 13th as well. So that new moon could be really fun for you because you have this new moon, seeds of intention, and in your 9th house and your philosophies, and you have this Leo, this flirtatious 11th house energy getting lit up by Venus. So fun. I love it. So you have a lot of positive things in reinforcing you. Ooh, and you do have some, wow. You have, oh, Libra, I love you guys. You guys are very good at feeling through the different states of being and parsing out what's working for you. You're experimental in this way because you kind of dip your toe in and then step back, right? There's a lot going on here. So the way I'm doing the reading this month is we're going to do 4 cards that are about the bigger process going on here. The spiritual process, the more vibrational process. 4 cards that are a little bit more about how that plays out on the ground. And then I'm going to pull one final 9th overarching message card, not from this deck, from my Cosmic Tarot deck, which I love, and that will close out the session. We have some beautiful things coming in here, but it's charged. It's charged energy. We have the 8 of Cups, Strength, 4 of Cups, and 2 of Cups. So, like I said, these 4 cards work on the more emotional side, on the hidden side, on the side that maybe isn't shown on the external so much, but it's working with you and it's very real and it's very experienced and it informs what unfolds on the physical level. But, you know, first, we always start here. What's really interesting, Libra, is the first card. Walking away, right? 8 of Cups is always realizing what's no longer serving and walking away and being brave enough to face the unimaginable horizon. My favorite thing, the unimaginable horizon, is the 8 of Cups. It's a very brave energy. And I just keep thinking about that bones glowing energy that I was talking about with you guys at the beginning here. You got to feel that you're glowing. It can't just look good on the surface. It has to have something more, and you know what that is already. You're heading toward the Leo strength energy. Maybe some of you have Leos in your life. Great thing. I think a Leo for a Libra is a very, very blessed thing. But the strength card represents passion. It represents solid clarity of vision. It represents that kind of consistency of presence that is really important in an experience, in a relationship, in a work venture, in what you're doing in life. It's such a powerful thing. It's this fiery, powerful thing that it's so real, it's so consistent that you don't have to unleash the lion on it. You don't have to push on it. You don't have to tear into it. You can just be with it. I feel like that's coming to you. I feel like this month is a month where you're going to start experiencing that. But it does kind of require that you turn your back to anything that is not serving, a little empty, and just maybe you've outgrown. I don't know. There's something going on there with that. It's really interesting too because okay, we have this beautiful strength energy here with you, but we also have this duality going on with the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is, I always think about this, there's a couple ways to look at this, right? On the one hand, it can be impatience, just utter impatience. Like maybe you do have a relationship you're waiting for. Maybe you're waiting on a Leo. Maybe you're waiting on some other fiery personality, passionate personality you really want in your life, and you feel like they're not showing up. So it can be impatience. It can be self-pity. It can be all of those things. It can also just be that things sometimes take a little bit of time. The things that are really meaningful, experiences that are really meaningful do take a little bit of time to unfold. What I'm seeing here, though, what is really interesting about this establishing energy is it's release, have something delivered. Release, have something delivered, right? I mean, when you look at these two, look at the pattern here. Release in the Eight of Cups, strength delivered. Relax in the Four of Cups, partnership delivered in the Two of Cups. There's a back and forth going on here for you. And I think the lesson here is that simplify, simplify, simplify. If it doesn't glow, pause. Because I see you guys getting involved. I see you guys getting involved. But you know what's interesting? This could be in a partnership, relationship for sure. This can also be a project or something that you're doing in the world. You're getting involved. But it does mean letting go of an old idea of what you thought you wanted. What you thought was correct, what you thought it was supposed to be. It does involve that. It does involve that, right? So, and I think it's just that check-in. You know, these projects, these things that we get connected to can sneak up on us. And suddenly we're in the midst of doing a project or showing up to something consistently that we're like, wait a second, I did sign up for this originally, but I didn't realize how much of my life is taken up, or how much of my energy is taken up, or how much of my, just the way I'm envisioning who I am, what I'm doing in the world is taken up. And suddenly you're in the midst of it. So there may be some checking in with that as well, of where you want to release. Now let's look at the top cards, because Libra, you got some, like, there's like some fire and some storms coming up, and I don't know what's going on with you all, but I guess that note about the mothering is really coming in key here, because you want to make sure you're staying in your own corner. So these externalized cards, what's going down on the ground? Some truth is coming out. We have the Tower, we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Three of Swords and the Six of Cups. We have another back and forth going on here. If you can see this pattern, it is just blowing my mind. Because the Tower and the Three of Swords are about facing some truth. And the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles are about balance and ease. Like, you keep stepping into each of, it's like what I'm kind of seeing is a process of refining. Truth, balance. Truth, balance. Shedding, delivering. Shedding, delivering. Like, you are having both of those things going on at once all month long. This is so exciting. So yeah, the Tower can look terrifying, admittedly, right? I mean, we're striking out an old power dynamic. That is what the Tower is here for. It doesn't always have to be a rug getting pulled out from under you, right? This strikes out anything that has started to dominate your time and energy, started to dominate the way you're doing your life in a way that is not helpful for you. So this can be about having a conversation where big truths come out. This can be a conversation about leaving behind a job that's no longer serving you. And that's where the key is in making sure you are mothering yourself. Do what is best for you. If you have a child who is struggling in a classroom setting where a teacher is misunderstanding your kid, or where there's other kids bullying your kid, would you just be like, go figure it out? That's not my problem. No. So why would you treat yourself that way, right? So when these moments come, make sure you're staying in your own corner, because here's the lesson that's coming through for me. You might get some truth bombs. You might get some really intense moments, but it's in order to deliver balance to your life. It's in order to deliver a sense of calm and clarity and consistency to your life. The Six of Pentacles is always about balance. You guys are classically known as the balance sign, right? You're the scales. Here's the scales right here. They're making an appearance in this card. And what's really funny is that you guys often overgive. And then you hide the fact that you're struggling with that overgiving, because sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. You get in over your head. You get the power structure all set up. It needs to be taken down because it needs to be reciprocal. It needs to be balanced. There needs to be a readjustment of what that power dynamic is. It doesn't mean things have to be destroyed. In fact, I don't even see it that way. With the Tower next to the Six of Pentacles, we're not looking at utter destruction. We are looking at rebalancing. And that needs to happen in your close relationships and where you are glowing and where you are not. Where is it not serving you anymore? Same thing is happening here with the Three of Swords and the Six of Cups. We have, the Three of Swords. Yes, okay, sure. A lot of people are like, oh, infidelity and third party situation. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on that crap. I'm sorry, but no. The Three of Swords is how we betray ourselves. How we stick in things that aren't serving. It hurts. And I think the most hurtful thing and the way that we hurt the most is when we don't forgive ourselves for maybe getting in too deep or maybe overgiving. We say, I failed myself. I failed the whole thing. How painful is that moment? How hard are you guys on yourselves? You're hard on yourselves. And what is really there? What is really there under this Three of Swords, Six of Cups? Six of Cups. Love in that youthful form that is about the tenderness of just giving and receiving. None of this like, I gave up this lifestyle for you and now I don't know who I am, but just giving and receiving. Balance, harmony. I almost feel like you guys are going down some interesting wormhole of self-value. Something that happened in the past that made you feel like maybe you didn't deserve the love or the balance or the relationship you really wanted. But it's there. I can't believe the symbolism of the way these cards are alternating back and forth. It's unbelievable, but I want you all to pay attention to where it's trying to take you. It's these four cards right here. Strength, Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Balance, 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 balance. Love, reciprocity. So consistent. The message is so consistent. This can only come from that space of self-acceptance and self-love. And we are going to pull our cosmic tarot card at the top. I see you guys in these deep partnerships. I see you guys digging into some deep territory. I see you guys maybe even healing relationships that have been damaged. Before I pull that last card, because when you look at these two, yeah, they look destructive. They look really destructive, but it's breaking the bone before you set it. That's the way that this is coming out. Something needs to be repaired. And it can just be about your own relationship with yourself, where you're finding imbalance or stress. 10 of Pentacles. I don't even see what I pulled. 10 of Pentacles from my Cosmic Tarot deck. Okay, this is a good final message, and I want you to take this with you, Libra. I don't want to be hard on you. I'm not trying to bash you by any stretch of the imagination or say that you haven't thought about this stuff or that you're just going to have this miserable June. I don't actually think that. I think what's interesting is the fact that you have this dual state going on. But when I see the 10 of Pentacles as your outcome card, whatever this clarifying, truth-bringing, shedding light on thing is this month, and I think for a lot of you it's going to be one solid point in your life, it's bringing you to something much deeper. Something much more stable, something that you can hold on to and say yes. Something that makes sense for you. 10 of Pentacles is legacy energy. This is about building something that lasts. This is about being in something real. Not something you think you should be doing, not what you think people think of you, not what you feel you should just keep doing because you're already in and there's no getting out, but what you want your legacy to be. Whatever this clarifying process that is going on with you guys is doing, it is doing it to get you here. I hope you remember that. Because, like I said, the duality of this reading is really interesting. There's so much positive energy here. You can't deny it. you can't deny it, but there's this, it's almost like you guys are the very engine. You have a fire in your belly, and you are not going to put up with anything that's not feeling good. But on the other hand, you may not have expressed to people what you need from them, and you may have some conversations that other people, including possibly a Leo, need to hear. So that they'll be like, oh, thanks for telling me, I had no idea. So keep that in mind, my lovelies. Okay. Connect with me on Instagram at @SARAHTAROT. I would love to see you all over there. I know a few of you are already over there, and it's so good to see my Libra family over there in that space. Also, I'll leave my website and my email in the description box. So check those out for private readings with Skype and over the phone, and even video recorded. I love to do all of those with you all. I'm sitting here with Jill Sand's gorgeous paintings. We have the Gemini painting over here and another painting over here. I'm going to leave her Instagram and her email and her website below as well. Go check her out. Connect with her. She's just amazing. And of course, I'm wearing PinkLune, still giving you 15% off. I'm wearing these amazing stalactites that are from Brazil. And oh my gosh, there's only a couple of these left in the store, like total. She is in contact with a beautiful person in Brazil who actually does the mining herself. It's just gorgeous. So go check those out. 15% off for my lovelies. Check out the details for that. I'll see you guys in July. Hang in there. Stay true. Remember to glow from the bones and from your heart, and you will do amazing things.